An incredible memory from August when the President of the United States touched down right here in Utah. He was greeted by Governor Spencer Cox, along with several other Salt Lake leaders. Salt Lake County Mayor Jenny Wilson says President Biden spoke to our leaders about unity, bipartisanship, and commended the Democratic mayors and Republican governor on working together. The president's arrival coincided with a forceful visit by federal agents to a home in Provo. A man who repeatedly made violent threats against Joe Biden was killed in a deadly raid, much to the surprise of neighbors. News specialist Andrew Adams reports they described him as a kind, lovable man who was a church-goer.
There was a big boom, and then there was another one, and another one, and another one.
The raid came quickly and early, the morning of August 9th.
They called for my neighbor to come out, and he's like, "I'm not coming out."
Agents soon found themselves in a confrontation with a 75-year-old man who, according to the FBI, resisted arrest and instead pointed a revolver.
I found out later from my next door neighbor, my neighbor here had died. They saw him dead in the driveway.
My wife just walked in and said, "Craig Robertson is dead," and I just couldn't believe it.
Neighbors immediately after the deadly ordeal said Craig Robertson was a good man and a churchgoer.
He was a kind of a lovable teddy bear kind of a guy.
And even Robertson's family in a statement said though the man was, quote, intemperate at times, he was a generous person, willing to help others despite his advanced age and limited mobility.
I kind of feel like everybody's in shock.
Court documents presented a very different picture of Robertson, showing that he'd been on federal agents' radar for months prior to the raid, over posts like these made on social media that called for death to Biden and hinted that Robertson had the means himself to carry out a violent act.
I'm here to talk to you about how you threatened somebody with a gun.
Body camera footage also documented this encounter with police in 2018, when workers accused Robertson of coming at them with a gun when they tried to access a utility pole.
You got to understand that we have to respond accordingly, sir. You answered.
Listen, if I want to take you out, I got an M24 sniper rifle there. You'd have never made it here.
All of it seems so unreal to those in the neighborhood who had positive interactions with Robertson over the years.
I was not friends with him on social media. I knew him just through church, but that's not the man I knew.
The shock, undoubtedly, will last for a long time to come.
It just goes to show you never know who your neighbors are.
With the year in review, Andrew Adams, KSL 5 News.